far more enlightened in how they treat their own citizenry as well as outsiders than the United States of America. So overall, the United States, compared to brutal dictatorships or to rank uncivil nations, is a shining beacon. But is it without tarnish? No way.
You said you could name a half a dozen nations who've done more to promote freedom, goodness in the world than the United States. So you named Canada and Denmark. Could you name some more?
Okay, well, let's see. I think most of the Scandinavian countries, I'd toss Sweden, Norway, and perhaps Finland into the mix. I think I was going to say Australia, but Australia's maybe a bit of a stretch. New Zealand, I think New Zealand has demonstrated a civility that you don't necessarily find in and around the United States. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, I was just going off the top of my head. I think that comes.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. I'm thinking back to what you were saying when I asked you why you concluded that America should not have fought the Vietnam War, and I think the essence of your point was that 55,000 Americans should not have died, for the sake of various, big businesses. So you're saying that your understanding is that America's involvement in the Vietnam War was primarily to promote the fortunes of certain big businesses. Is that accurate?
That is my belief. Yes. Why do you think we were in Vietnam?
To fight communism.
Right. We did a good job of that, didn't we?
Well, it could be argued that we stopped its advance.
Really?
Yeah.
From where to where?
Well, it didn't spread much beyond Vietnam and Cambodia. It didn't progress to Thailand, and it didn't spread out from there. It was stopped, and that was kind of the high water mark, and then it was rolled back.
And so you think that because the United States fought its longest war until Afghanistan in Southeast Asia, that we stopped the domino effect that has long ago been discredited and put forth by the war criminal Henry Kissinger as the excuse for prosecuting that wholly unjust and bloody war. You believe that Vietnam stopped the march of communism. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that's a credible argument to me. I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm saying it's an argument.
Well, I think it's a specious argument, with all due respect, because number one, we didn't stop the march of communism. We lost that war, and Vietnam became a communist nation. And arguably, I suppose, it still is, although I'm not so certain what communism is anymore. And I think that, I don't think that our presence there had much effect on the continued growth of communism one way or the other. I think communism was already a doomed economic system, even as early as 19 probably 1960, 1965 at the latest. I think that communism was a convenient boogeyman for the Cold War, which was really what all wars are about in the end, and that's dollars and cents.
Would you say that communism as practiced in the world over the past 100 years has been evil?
Oh, I don't know. I don't paint things with a broad brush anymore. Evil, I think that the oligarchies who came to control the party apparatus at the top, by and large, were evil. And I think the economic system has long ago was proven to be totally ridiculous. But I just don't, I just don't buy the notion that communism in and of itself was evil per se. I just don't think that I just don't think that communism ever works on a large scale. I think communism, beyond the communal aspects of operating within a nuclear family, is a failed economic model.
Would you say that Nazism as practiced by Germany about 60, 70 years ago was evil?
Yeah.
So, far more people were murdered by communism, for instance, in Stalin's Soviet Union or in Mao's China than were murdered by Nazism. Yet you would fairly quickly say Nazism was evil, but you wouldn't say that about communism. So that's kind of interesting.
Well, let's go back to what I said about the controlling oligarchy. I mean, the same thing is true in Nazi Germany. I mean, it was the oligarchy that came to the fore that operated Nazi Germany, that brought about the Holocaust, just as Stalin brought about his own Holocaust in the Soviet Union, and Mao and Chiang Kai-shek did the same, to my knowledge, in China. So, you're talking about sheer numbers. Yeah, well, I mean, anybody who kills another human being, whether it's an individual or a million, is, by my definition, fundamentally evil.
So was the United States fundamentally evil for killing Nazis?
Remember, I said individual. Look, I'm against the death penalty. I am completely against capital punishment. And yet, every year, the country of which I am a citizen executes people in my name because I am a citizen of that country. Does that make me evil?
Would you say the United States was evil for killing Nazis?